The Magic Mouthful. Sir Isaac Newton, a name synonymous with genius, formerly stated in his third law of motion that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. And while this story is before Newton's time, it does prove that the third law of motion also applies in our day-to-day lives. So, without further ado, let's begin. Once upon a time, in a small little town, there lived a newlywed couple, Arisa and Stephen, who were, at that moment, the happiest couple on earth. Well, at least that's what they told each other.
I'm so lucky to have you in my life, Arisa.
And you, Stephen.
Aren't we the happiest and the best couple in the world?
We so are.
Honey, I am home.
Stephen, I have missed you so much.
And I have missed you. Let me take a bath and then we will eat, okay?
Wait, Stephen. You are supposed to keep your shoes in the shoe rack.
I am sorry.
It's okay. I will keep it. You go get ready for dinner.
You are the best.
Oh, yes, it's so nice. I love you so good. Oh, yes, I agree. All was going well in their castle of love, and the young couple were indeed very happy. So happy that they turned a blind eye towards the fog of disagreements that slowly began to scurry over their relationship. Days changed into months and months into years, and the once happy couple began to quarrel over the smallest of issues. You are supposed to keep your shoes in the shoe rack.
I will do it, okay? Let me breathe. I have just come home.
No, you won't. I have to keep your shoes, tidy your clothes, manage the house, and then hear you yell at me?
Oh, for God's sake, Arisa. I have had a pretty bad day at work. I don't need this right now.
Do you think I need this? I'm tired of you complaining about your work every day while I take care of the smallest things in your life.
Then don't. I haven't asked you to. Leave me alone.
Yes, that's how bitter their world had become, and sometimes their fights would turn very, very ugly.
There's too much salt in the curry.
Tastes fine to me.
Whatever.
Don't whatever me. If you don't like it, then either make your own food or stop complaining.
Oh, for God's sake. Can I not expect to have a decent meal after a day's hard work?
You are not the only one who works. I work too. Managing a house is no joke.
Then what am I supposed to do? Eat this salty food?
It is not salty. And if you don't like it, then make your own food.
Fine.
Pushing the plate aside, Stephen stood up and walked out of the house. And this only continued. Every day when he came home from work, they would fight. Arisa would respond with bitter words, and things would go from bad to worse. And soon, the couple would not look at each other in the eye. Now one day, Arisa took her water jar and went to the fountain to fill it as usual. She was so unhappy that great tears were rolling down her cheeks. There at the fountain was a little old woman who had also come to fill her jar. She looked at Arisa and felt bad for her.
What is the matter, my daughter? Why do you have tears upon your beautiful cheeks?
Crying, Arisa told the woman everything that was happening in her life. And when she had heard all the story, she took the water jar and filled it at the fountain.
Go home, my daughter. Keep this water in the jar. The moment your husband says something that might provoke you, fill your mouth with the water.
What is this going to do?
You will see, daughter. You will see.
Arisa thanked the woman and then went home. That night, when Arisa and Stephen sat for dinner, Stephen said,
Since it is Sunday tomorrow, I am thinking of painting the fence.
Painting the fence? We were supposed to go to the market tomorrow.
We can do that in the evening. You don't have to shout everything that I say.
Arisa was about to scream again, but stopped short, for she remembered what the old woman had said. She ran to the water jar and filled her mouth with water.
What are you doing? God, you are acting strange. You have some serious problems with me, don't you? I cannot even utter a word, and off you go screaming and shouting at me. I don't even remember when was the last time we had a quiet conversation. You were always...
Stephen went on blabbing for some time until he stopped, took a deep breath, and ate his food. And as for Arisa, she was glad that for the first time she didn't go to bed with a bad temper. This happened for the next few days, and whenever Stephen would say something that would provoke her to shout, she would fill her mouth with water from the jar. This changed behavior of Arisa made him realize all the things that went wrong. Stephen missed how happy they used to be. To Arisa's surprise, things started to change for the better.
You look very pretty today.
Thank you. You look decent as well. Until smiles and laughter and love began to clear the fog of misunderstanding. Oh, the magic water is over. Well, I don't need it anymore. But what if we fight again? I better get a refill and keep it for the future. So the next day she went to the fountain, hoping that she would again find the little old woman who had given her the magic water. She found her waiting near the fountain, filling her jar.
Oh, daughter, how are you? You look happy. I'm guessing my prescription worked.
Oh, it worked like a miracle. How can I ever thank you for all you've done for me? I'm happy once more. My husband and I no longer fight, and things are the way it used to be when we started out as a couple.
I am so happy for your daughter.
Oh, Grandma, give me, I pray you, some more of the magic water.
Oh, the magic water?
Yes.
Dear daughter, the water which I put in your jar is nothing but the water from this fountain. It's the very same which you always carry home. This is the secret. When your mouth is full of water, you cannot reply. The quarrel doesn't escalate, and it soon ends. That is why your life is happy now instead of sad. There is no magic water. Go home, and whenever you get angry on your husband or anyone else for that matter, pretend that your mouth is full of water and do not reply. That is the real magic. Go in peace, my child.
You are amazing. You know that? Arisa remembered the advice all her life and lived a very happy life. And when she had children of her own, she passed on to them the secret. This is the reason why the people who are the quietest are often the happiest. Do not let your anger get the better of you, for everything you say or do has a consequence. Like Sir Isaac Newton formally stated in his third law of motion, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction.